question.
I don't know.
Jim, he always gets the first. AP always gets the first question.
Yeah, come on up.
Yeah. They're getting better at social media.
If you don't have a question, that's fine too.
Commissioner, what's the status with the Saints issue right now?
We're in the final stages of working on the discipline that will be involve the players. We hope to be doing that very soon and get that behind us. So that's the status.
Roger, do you anticipate having an announcement before the draft, on the Saints decision?
I don't anticipate it. We want to complete the work that we've been starting. We want to make sure we're thorough and fair, and I would think with all that we have to do on the draft in the next couple of days, it's not likely we'll get it done in advance.
Roger, is it likely that it will happen during the draft, or would you wait till after the draft?
I think once we're done, we'll issue it. But as I say, we're going to probably be distracted here with the draft for the next couple of days. So I don't know how much time I'll be able to spend on it. We have others working on it full time, and I'll meet with them over the next several days. If we're done, we'll get it out.
Commissioner, are you going to talk to some sort of monitoring system for the other teams so that it doesn't seem like the Saints are being, if you will, outed or focused on a bit too much? In other words, is this a cultural issue that needs to be fixed? And if so, how do you monitor it to fix it?
Well, if you may remember, when we issued our initial findings and the discipline, we asked each club to certify that they are not involved with any kind of pay-for-performance program or bounty program, and to certify that that won't be going forward. So the focus isn't just been on the Saints. We obviously got the information on the Saints, we followed it, but we've been following up on others involving with other teams.
Roger, what about the latest allegations with Mickey Loomis? Is that something that you were looking into personally with the eavesdropping?
Well, as I understand, it's been given to the federal authorities. They are doing their work. We'll wait and we'll see if there's any credible information that comes from that. And at that point in time, we'll take whatever steps are necessary, if necessary.
Roger, do you have all the information that you need to make a decision on the Saints players, and you're just waiting for the draft to get through the draft, or are you still gathering?
No, Gary. We're still doing some additional work. We should be in a position where we should be able to wrap that up soon, and as soon as we do, we'll issue our decision.
Anything else?
What do you tell these guys as they're coming in the door? What kind of NFL do they walk into? Did you meet with them today, and what was your message to them?
I did. I met with all of the, I think it's 26 players that were here. Met with them in 3 separate groups this morning. And it was an open discussion. They asked some questions. I had some things that I shared with them. But it was more about how to enjoy the next couple of days. This is a dream of theirs. They're now realizing that after years of work. But once they get through this, then the hard work begins. And several of them asked for advice on how to do things right going forward and what services are available. And we talked about that.
Did you mention anything at all about what's happened with the bounty and just how it's
No, I was much broader on that. We weren't specific to anything. The issue is that when they become NFL players, and as you may know, in my office I have an NFL shield up, and I point to that and I said, everything we do has to reflect well on the integrity of the league and that shield. And everything that you do, everything that I do, everything that our club's coaches do has to reflect well on that. And it's our responsibility to improve the integrity of the league and make the league better than when you came into the league. And I think they all understand that and respect it. They're great young men.
Roger, how have you seen the draft evolve in your many years in the NFL, from the sort of marathon day to a marquee event over 3 days?
Well, it's interesting. When I first came in the league, that was one of my responsibilities as a young intern to actually start working on the media information for all the draft eligible players. So I've always loved the draft. I think it's a very important and fundamental aspect of the league in competitive balance. And I always found that it was intriguing to see how people approach the draft. And I believe what we've been able to do over the years is to get people to understand how important it is to building a successful organization, how they evaluate individuals, the difficulty of doing that, the strategies involved with trying to do that, and share that with our fans. And I think that's why we have 50+ million people watching the draft now. It's like the ultimate reality show, and people want to see these individuals who have worked so hard to get to that day, walk across that stage, be drafted, and start their career, and then watch them and follow them. And that's part of, I think, what we've tried to create in the off-season is a year-round interest in the game and the people who play it.
Do you envision this always being a New York event, or can you see it? It seems like the league has flirted with the idea of maybe moving it around a little bit.
We discussed it. It's our biggest changes, I think, in the last few years were reducing the time in many of the rounds and also moving it to prime time. Those had a great impact, I think. We've discussed the idea, would you move one of the rounds, one of the evenings, one of the days to another site, because there's a lot of interest in playing this or doing this in other markets. We're still not there yet. We're still debating that.
Roger, just one more thing on the Saints thing. Have you conducted all of the interviews already that you need to do, and is this kind of now in the deliberation process?
No, we're still doing some work. We're still talking to outside and some additional people.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We have players.